Hello and welcome to HEROGEEK Presents, and today I'll be reviewing another comic book. That comic book is going to be Red Rooster by Allegiance Arts. It was actually one of the very first crowdfunded comic books that I backed back in August of 2018. So I've been waiting quite a while for this comic, and I read it, and honestly, I was let down. It wasn't as amazing as I wanted it to be. I don't know if that's because I waited for so long. I don't know if the wait played a factor in my lack of enjoyment. I tried not to let it. I tried to look at it as a work on its own with the way the story is, the way the characters are written. I thought the art is incredible. Mitch Brettweiser is an amazing artist, and it actually had a pretty strong starter. At the beginning of the story, you get the impression that the main character quit being Red Rooster for some reason, and you kind of feel compelled to find out why that was. So you kind of go into okay, I want to find out why he quit. And then he has this really great moment with this where he saves this young kid from being beaten up, and it shows you that even though he gave up being Red Rooster, that he can't deny the hero inside of him. So he saves the kid, and then they have this really genuine, sweet moment that I really like. I love that kind of stuff. Things with kids and heroes. I eat that stuff up. And then it goes into a flashback of his glory days as Red Rooster. And it has a really cool, chase sequence with this villain called Motormouth. And then it ends up being like a newsreel with a really cool, authentic sounding old-style news announcer voice with all the classic rhyming and cool wordplay. And, it was just really cool opening. And it was a very strong and promising start. And that pretty much encapsulates the entire first issue. So the first issue was solid. I was looking forward to it. But at that point is when it kind of falls apart. I think at that point it moves way too quickly to an unearned climax. It felt like the first issue was the first episode of a TV show, right? And then before I know it, I'm at the series finale. And it felt like it skipped everything in between, all the character development, the relationships, the world building, the mysteries, the motivations, just everything that makes a story compelling. I feel like it just skipped all of that. And we barely get a chance to get to know any of these characters, to care about any of these characters, They present these high stakes and they just feel unearned. There's a heroic sacrifice, which is a great moment, but it feels empty because you didn't get to know this character well enough to care enough about the sacrifices they make. Things get really serious and really dire really quickly, Characters who I feel might be important get killed off by these villains, but you're left feeling kind of empty because the story did not give you enough time, enough room needed to care about their deaths. Another thing, these villains are ruthless right off the bat. There's no build-up or development. It just happens way too quickly, I think that the comic could have used 2, maybe 3 extra issues to really flesh out the story, to flesh out the characters and the motivations, and if it gave me a chance to get to know them more, I'd care about them. But I don't feel the book did that. Also, the character of Strong Boy is kind of an insufferable jerk. And then, at the end, you kind of get why he's been such a jerk for most of the story. Still, at that point, he was just, downright unlikable, and I don't care about this character. But like I said, the art is really good, and some of the characters have great potential, but I felt that it was really rushed and moved way too quickly to an unearned high-stakes climax without doing any of the really hard work to earn that climax. So yeah, I was underwhelmed, which is a shame because I was really looking forward to this, but I'm debating whether or not I want to continue with it or not. But that'll be it for today. See you next time.